So today's goal is going to be put the new windshield wipers on the 80 model and run some more gas through the system and clean up this mess in here. So I'm going to get rid of those clothes. And if I'm really feeling motivated today, we got a 2-inch ball. And if we come over here and look at my trail mower, it's got a 2-inch ball right there. So what I want to do is run gas through this thing. So I put, what, 5 or 6 gallons in it the other day, and I want to run it around on the property. But why waste the gas when I could be mowing? So what I'm going to do is hook the trail mower to the back of the truck. And I know it's not made for that. It's made for an ATV or a mower. But it should work at that angle. I think I can get it to work. I don't think I'm going to have to put any kind of drop hitch receiver on there to make it work. So I'm going to be mowing with the truck. I'll have it in low range. I got to clean this mess up first. This plastic is just disintegrated, so I'm going to have to vacuum all this plastic up a little bit at a time and rebag these clothes and get them to the proper owner. So that's the goal today. Windshield wipers, clean the inside of the truck, run more gas through it, and then probably change the fuel filter after I stir up all the rust in the tank. And speaking of rust in tanks, this thing's been soaking. So let's see what kind of stuff came out of this tank. Look at all that rust. Look at that. So I'm just going to let it fall down here. It's going to be a little loud. And it's going to knock it all out of that rust loose. Look at all that rust. Sometimes you got to use what caused the problem to clean the problem. Look at all that rust. Just go back to the earth where you came from. There was no gas in this tank, by the way, so this is just rust water. And I'll do that a couple of times. And my plan is to make this as a art piece / instrument in the studio, in the house somewhere, because it has a really cool resonant sound when you beat on it. And I'm going to experiment with that. I'll probably put a microphone in it somewhere. So it's going to be like a guitar, but it's going to be a gas tank guitar. So I'm going to experiment with that. I might put some strings on it as well. But yeah, look at all this rust. I don't want to get on my feet, but see it all coming out. Here, I'll just stand in it. Look at this. This is all coming out right here where the fuel gauge was. The fuel sending unit, sorry. I always get those mixed up. You know what I'm talking about. But look at the rust flakes. So I'm going to bang this thing around a little bit more. Fill it back up with water. Ooh, wow, look, what is that? That's a completely different looking thing there. The smell is not that bad right now. It was way worse before I filled it up. But we're going to knock most of the rust out before we bring it in and make an instrument out of it. Because we don't want the instrument to sound all rusty. So that's the goal today, is to run gas through this thing, see how it acts, clean it up, windshield wipers, and do a little bit of mowing while we're running gas through it. It's going to be in low range. It's not going to mess up the tranny. Everything's going to be fine. I'll have it in first gear, low range, 2-wheel drive. So let's do this. I filled it up again. Look at that rusty water. I'm going to let that sit for another week like I did last time. And that should be good enough to bring it into the house. I want to make a guitar / drum instrument out of this. So it's going to be a 1965 Chevy behind the seat gas tank instrument. We'll see how it sounds. It's not a big priority right now, but that's my goal for that thing. I don't want to throw it away. I haven't cleaned this little vacuum out since I worked on the 65. So it's going to have all the stuff that I got out of the truck. And I vacuumed up a penny, and I want to retrieve that penny because I want to see how old that penny is. Yummy. So I'm just going to pour all this right here. And I'm going to aim the camera up because that is not a good angle. There we go. That's better. So I'm just going to trap all that dust in there for a second. I'm going to take the water hose here, and we're going to search for that penny in this rust. So let's see if we can find it. Trying to keep the dust down a little bit. This was all the rust that came out of the cab. Camera's still not at a good angle, so I'm going to work on that. One more notch up, I think. There we go. Come on, where's the penny? Look at all that rust. I know I saw a penny. It's when I took the that side panel off, that kick panel or whatever you call it, right there by the door. There it is. All right. Let's see what year it is. Oh, it's a wheat penny. It is a wheat penny. This is an old penny. Cool. I'm going to have to get my glasses on to see the date on it. So this penny, I'll show you where it was. So imagine this is the 65 Chevy. I took this thing up on the 65 Chevy. It's a metal piece. And that penny was buried down like right in here. And when I sucked it up with the vacuum cleaner, I was like, oh, and it was behind the rust. So I'm going to check the date on this. I'm going to have to put a different set of glasses on here because these are not my close-ups. But yeah, it's wheat. It's a wheat penny. Look at that. Is that in the screen? It's sunny out here. I can't tell. That's a wheat penny. Cool. I'll get the date here in a second. This is the toothpaste I use to brush my teeth. It's a charcoal toothpaste. But I had some of this. I use this because I got this for free from somebody. I use this for cleaning stuff. So what I did is I put a little bit of toothpaste on a paper towel, and we're going to work this back and forth, and we'll see what year it is here in a second. It's cleaning it up pretty good, so just give it a second here. You can definitely see it's a wheat penny, and I can't see the date yet. I think it says 60 something, but I'll get my magnifying glass and we'll see here in a second. Looky there. It's a 1952 wheat penny. And after cleaning it up with some toothpaste, that's the first round. That's what it looks like. I'm pretty excited. Yeah, that came out of the 65, and it was right there under the rust. So it's been in there a while. That's awesome. There's a neat little trick to pick up bolts, nails, rust, anything. So you take one of these high-powered magnets. I got this one at Harbor Freight. Just put it in the bottom of a bucket and just walk around with it in the bucket. So we're going to pick up the rust from the 65 Chevy. this was all the rust that was vacuumed out. This came out of the vacuum cleaner over here. So I just poured out the vacuum dust, and I'm curious to see how much rust we vacuumed out of that thing. And I'm just gonna walk around here, see what we got here. We're just gonna pick up some of this rust and see what we got. Anything that's metallic, that's probably good. And you're gonna wanna have another 5-gallon bucket handy, and you'll see why. So you need 2 5-gallon buckets for this and a really high-powered magnet. That should be good. So now, if we look at the bottom of this, look at all that. Can you see that? It's a perfect square of the, let me get in the shade because I can't see what you're seeing. Yeah, see, that's all the rust that I vacuumed out of the cab along the door edges. So now, that's stuck there. How are we going to get it off? Well, in a perfect world, it wouldn't be wet, but I just wet it down. You really want to let it dry. So now all you do is you just take this bucket, put it over another bucket, and then pull the magnet up. And you hear everything drop. And then you just shake all the rust off. And there's nothing left on the bottom of this bucket. And now we have all that rust in the other bucket. So there's a neat little tech tip. You can do this for bolts, nails, anything metallic. And I use this technique all the time. You can use towels if you don't have buckets. You can use a towel, but the buckets work even better because you can just keep the magnet in the bucket and you don't have to bend down as far. And you can just walk along the ground if you want to pick up stuff, whatever. Works great. Tech tip for the day. And I'm going to keep that rust. I'm going to do something cool with it. Of course I'm going to do it. Something cool with it. That's old rust. That's rust from back in, it's a 65 model Chevy, but I'm sure it was made in 64, so that's pretty old rust. Or it's old steel that's rusted, you know what I'm saying. Time to vacuum it out now. The floorboard's rusted pretty bad, so I'm going to have some rust killing to do. But you can see right here, this is kind of bulged up a little bit. You can see right here through. No, you can't see anything because I don't have the camera adjusted right. Let me do this. You can see daylight through here. So I'm gonna deal with that. See, I just pulled this whole piece up right there. This is just the glue, the old silicone stuff, whatever, kind of adhesive. But yeah, I could stick my hand through that. So that's something I'm gonna have to address. The rust issue. I guess because it was sitting outside, you know, that's going to happen. But the 65 Chevy doesn't have rust like that. And I guess the older trucks were designed better. And this one somehow is getting water in the cab somewhere. So I'm going to have to figure out where it's coming from. I see right here a path of water stain, so it's probably coming in right up in here, like see that rust spot right there, and it's probably coming in through this whole system up here. So I got to figure out where it's coming from and seal that up. So I'll get this cleaned up and we'll see what we got here in a second. Definitely have a rust issue. There's a hole in the door right there, and then all this underside here got rust like that. A lot of that's that glue or silicone or whatever they use. So yeah, that's pretty rusted up. So I'm gonna get all that exposed and hit it with some white paint. But yeah, look at this. See all this? Big chunks. This is not metal, this is that silicone, whatever they use. But yeah, this whole thing is just gonna pull off down here. I'll pull this off the rest of the way to get the rust exposed. I'm gonna clean this up probably pressure wash all this, let it dry really good, and figure out what is recommended to kill this rust, and then paint over that. I'm gonna pull this off and see what we got under here. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be really bad news. All right, so I got this screw loose, but then it's just spinning on itself. And then I was putting so much downward pressure on this one to get it to break loose. The screwdriver shot through the cab there. So yeah, like I said, this is gonna be bad news when we pull this up. It's not gonna look good under here. Let's see what we got. Yeah, it's not looking good. I hope the other side's not that bad. But yeah, this is gonna all have to be dealt with. Look at that. Yep, the cab was definitely leaking. Oh wow, it's worse than I thought. Look at that. Yeah, so I can see daylight here. All throughout here is daylight. Yeah, this is all daylight. So yeah, it's been leaking. So I found a receipt in the glove compartment. The last time I drove this thing, I went to the recycle yard, and it was 2017. So let's see what we got under here. We'll do this without breaking this. Well, now that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's right there on the edge. So it's not the whole floorboard. So it's just the edge. So yeah, I could put my hand through there. Right here, I could put my hand through there if I wanted to. And then all this has to be dealt with. Well, I'm going to suck up more rust, and I'll keep cleaning, and I'll shoot it with some WD-40 or whatever to try to just slow it down a little bit. And we'll go from there. This thing should have been kept in a shop somewhere, or a shed, and this wouldn't be like this. But it's just it's never been in the cards for me to have a shed or a shop. I've always kind of been in a making ends meet mode, and that's the way the world works most of the time. We're going to see what we got here. It's a big chunk. It's not going to make it in there. Yeah, I don't think the other side's going to be this bad. Let's hope not. Look at this big piece of rust. I'll probably just use license plates to fix this for now. I'm going to do it the way I can do it. At least this back part is not messed up. It's not really that much structural. It's just the varmints can get in here, and we don't want that. Now I need to work with this front part. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff there. Let's just get this big bulk thing out of the way here. Look at that. That was that caulk piece. So we're going to get a lot of rust now. Ooh, that's way worse than I thought there. Look at that. So here's the bottom of the frame here. You can see that. So I could stick my arm through that. This is the structural part of it, which is good. That's still intact. Let's get this big piece out. Get all that rust. Yeah, the 65 Chevy is nothing like this. This thing has got some issues. But there's obviously a cab leak that I got to address. first before I do anything. Figure out where the water is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run water on the top of this thing and see where it's coming in, and get that problem fixed first. So I know it looks bad, but think about it like this. I'm going to use a license plate wherever I need to. Let's pull this up too, because that's going to be rusting under there. I'm going to pull all this crap up here. Yep, there's rust underneath all that. So I'm probably going to just have to pull this all the way up. Yeah. Pull the rest of this caulking stuff up right there to get to the rust. There. At least we got some structure right there still. Cool. Alright, so yeah, so one license plate here. 1, 2. I'll be able to do this with 3 or 4 license plates. And we'll get her sealed back up so the varmints can't get in here. And don't waste our air conditioner. I'll do license plates and HVAC metal tape is what I'll do to fix this. And it'll be just like new. We'll be back on the road in no time. And let's just hope the other side, it doesn't look as bad. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Probably not today, because I don't see a cab leak over there. Kind of wanted to take it a little bit easier today. Another thing I want to do is cut grass with this thing to run the gas through to stir up all the crap in the tank. So I do want to put some kind of towel or rag so we're not getting dust in the cab. So I'll cover this up somehow. And then I'll fix this some other day maybe. I don't know. I might start on it today. Who knows? You know how I do things. I say I'm going to relax and I never do. So here's the screw. Look at this. Here's the screw that was holding on that piece. It just popped right down. So I'm going to leave that where it's at, so that can be a mark point for my license plate. So when I put the license plate in here, I can drill a hole in that, so I'll have some kind of structure. The other screw lifted right out, and it was right here. So, yeah. Not good, but not really too bad. I mean, yeah. What kind of structure do we have under this cab here? Yeah, this is borderline not good. I might have to take this to one of my buddies and have him do a little bit of strategic support welding under there. I guess I could do it myself. I just hate stick welding. I don't like the smoke in my face and dealing with all that crap. Yeah, the other side is definitely not this bad. Well, there we go. And you can see all the rust that fell out that we didn't catch. We're going to do the same thing, that little trick with the magnet, to save all this rust for some type of little wall hanger. The rust on the 65 compared to the rust to the 80 model. Just choking up the line here. There it goes. It's making it through there. These are some pretty big chunks. We'll break it up so she can go right there in the vacuum. So this is an 80 model Chevy. And yeah, wish I could have kept it in a shop or a garage, but I am keeping the 65 in the garage now that I got it running again. And that's going to be garage kept, because it's this is technically my work truck. It's not like a truck you would take to a car show. So this is four-wheel drive, 3/4 ton. It's a work truck. So yeah, the rust, it's disappointing, but it's just the facts. Everything in life is temporary. The truck is running, and somebody's still caring for the truck. That's the only thing that matters. So that's all that caulk stuff on the trim pieces. Look at all this rust. It's really kind of worse than I thought, to tell you the truth. I really didn't think it was going to be that bad. Good shot of my arm there. It's really hard to position the camera the right way when I'm wearing it on my chest. All right, that's good enough for now because there's more that's going to fall out. So I'm going to go grab find some license plates and just position them in there and bend them just to do the bolt covering and call it good for now. Yeah, there's a reason why. There's a reason why I save license plates, because I use them for all kinds of stuff like that. There she is. Turn on this radio. I keep it on a battery charger. Look at that. I sat in here last night listening to music, editing the video, the shopping video that's coming up tomorrow. Or today, whenever I post it. So yeah, I can't wait to cruise in this truck. Maybe I'll have a chance to drive it today. Maybe tomorrow. Let's see if we can find some license plates around here in my stash. I put them all in one spot. I just got to find them now. Not in there. Not in there. Nope. They should all be in one little area. Where's the license plates? It's radio gear stuff. That's mounting hardware. I do too many things. There we go. There's our license plate box. I don't want to use the good ones, so I'm going to I wanted to do something cool. Like, look at this one. I'm not going to use this one. This one's got the space shuttle on it. And this one's farm truck. I might not be using my license plate collection. So this one's farm truck. Let's take it out here in the light and see what we got. Yeah, I might be using something different. Oh, that is heavy. Yeah, that weighs a ton. Let's see what we got to work with here. Yeah, these might be too nice to use. So we got farm truck. That came off of the truck we're working on, Grandpa's truck. This one probably came off my Dodge. I think I remember having those on there. I know this came off my Dodge because I remember that license plate number, because I had to remember it when I was doing cabling for parking lots, you know, when you park places. So yeah, this one came off my Dodge for sure. I don't know about that. I don't remember that number. Farm truck. Yeah, we're not using license plate. Look how thick this is compared to this one. This one is a lot thicker, this farm truck, than this one. Yeah, this is way thicker. All right, well, at least I found the license plate, and we'll put those in the studio and we'll do something cool with them. So I got something really fun planned for the bed of this truck. In the comments, and no cheating, Loud Red, you can't comment on this. So Loud Red knows what I got planned, so you cannot comment. Please do not comment. So what fun thing do I have planned for the bed? What can I do to this bed to upgrade it to make it fun? So leave your comments below, and I will read your comment. I'll probably read all the comments on this video just to see the stuff that people said. What am I going to put in the bed of this truck to make it fun? At a car show or just anywhere. Just sitting out here. This is my fuel gauge. So I just dip it in there. Alright, so leave a comment. What do you think I'm going to do to the truck to make it fun? I'm going to put these right down here. I wanted to put these license plates. Ziggy, turn on I love you. was thinking about putting these license plates right under this lighting here, but I also have the Fry TV screen that's backwards. But this is from when I had the TV shirt, the shirts made for Fry TV. I was going to put it like right here and hang that, so that's backlit. So I got to do something else with the, yeah, that's probably what I'll do, is I'll just hang that screen right there on these hooks. And I'll do something else cool with these license plates. So I'll just put those there for right now. That'll be a winter project for sure. All right, I'm going to test out the gauge. I got it at Tractor Supply yesterday. So let's see what we got here. I'm going to lower the pressure on these tires because I'm going to be out there on some rough terrain. So I'm probably going to bring them down to 50, or I'm just going to take whatever. Yeah, there's about 60 in them right now. So we're going to lower it down to, we'll take them down to 50. This camera here, it's really hard to adjust compared to the last mount system I had. All right, we need to service the mower. So I'm sure there's going to be black widows under here or something. So let's see what we got. They're probably underneath. So that's an old pond that I used to have. It was actually right over here somewhere. Keeps it covered really good. Let's check the oil. This is a 44 inch. I need to change the oil pretty bad. All right, well, we're not going to do that today. It's a 44 inch Swisher. See, 44. And I've done a ton of work to this thing. God, when I got it, these things are really expensive. I think I paid 300 or 400 bucks for it. And it was a pile of junk when I got it. I've replaced the bearings. I replaced the charging system. I still never really got working right. I need to work on that again. Used to have a battery in it. I had to put a different air cleaner on it because the other one was broken. And this one is starting to crack right here. So I need to address that pretty soon. The gas tank was had a hole in it, so it was leaking. Of course, I replaced, like I said, both of the bearings, carburetor work, just, you know, normal maintenance. New tires. This one's flat, so I'm going to have to put air in that one. So, was it worth $400? I think I paid $400. The guys were so excited to sell it to me. They're like, oh, this guy, we got him. But you buy one of these new, and they're a lot of money. And I knew I could get it running. It was running when I got it, but it was running like crap. And the bearings were out and all that good stuff. So, and the gas tank was leaking. But yeah, there's a lot of people scamming people out there. And you just got to watch what you're getting. That'll be enough gas for now. We'll see if she runs at least. We'll see if she'll fire up before we go any further. This thing is really almost too big to pull start. So you just got to be careful. And it's kind of in the weeds here. I'm going to pull it out of the weeds. I'm going to get it out of this hole that we're in. It's got a flat. Oh yeah. It's only flat on the bottom. All right, turn the key on. This is when I wish I had a battery in here. Full choke. We're still in weeds, and everything's got aphid poop on it. Everything is sticky. All right, we're gonna give her a little, this rope will pull back. I need to do some valve adjusting as well again. So we're just gonna, oh, well, I guess the last time I ran this thing, that's not good. I left it engaged. That is not good. So, belt stretching. All right. So I'm just kind of pulling it slow to get the oil moving. I don't want it to start right away. Get the oil circulating. It's probably been, I don't know. I usually fire this thing up every now and then, but I've been really busy. All right, so now we're gonna get serious. We're gonna go up to a compression stroke right here, see if she'll bump off. If it starts, I'll put air in the tires. It is a workout. Sounds like it's gonna kick over. I got the key on. Should have bumped over by now. I got it fully choked. There we go. Next pull, maybe. Nope. Come on, ice cream. Give me a good pull. I might have to prime her up. It's been sitting dry for a while. I'm gonna let it sit there for a second. I'm gonna tap the old filter, let it kind of get in the carb. We'll put air in the tire, and then we'll go back and try to start her. This thing's only flat on the bottom, so it shouldn't need too much air. I think I'll put about 60 PSI in it. We'll run 20. We don't want to pop these hot rods. That's about really good there. 15. We'll check the other side. All right, we got 15 on each side. Now let's see if she's gonna run for us. Send her a little more love. Not yet. It's gonna be stubborn. Don't make me pull the plug and prime it. Now is when I need a boost box. I smell old gas. We'll take it off choke just in case it's flooded. All right, let's hook it up to the truck. I'm not even gonna hit the accelerator and see if it'll start without pumping it. Yep, I didn't pump it. So I can hear a lot of noise over there where the hole is. So I'm definitely gonna have to fix that. All right. Let's test out the windshield wipers. Squirters work. That's a mod I did a long time ago. It's got a motor instead of the piston style, because used to it would only squirt whenever the wipers were moving. Now it'll squirt without the wipers moving. So I put some 19-inch wipers. I'll probably go back with 20s next time, because the 19s are almost scraping the edge there. So I can go 20s, it'll give me another half an inch. So that'll be cool. All right. I'm in low range 2-wheel drive. That's how we're gonna do this. And I still haven't bled the brakes. So it's going to, we're gonna have soft brakes. I don't know what's rolling around back there. I think I got something in the bed. So I'm just gonna back up to the mower here, and then we'll do some mowing to stir up the fuel tank here. The whole point of this is to get the juices flowing in this truck, and I want to disturb all of the rust. I want it to move around. I want any water that's in there to move around. So we're just gonna back up to the mower, and we're going to mow some trails. We'll probably head out there first. Let me clean the plugs out a little bit. You know, if this thing stalls out on me, I wouldn't blame it. I'm expecting it to die, and we might have to bring it back with propane. I had a system rigged up years ago to run this thing on propane just with the bottle. I need to adjust the lifters on this thing. I know, as if I don't have enough to do. All right, we're hooked up. So it's at a high pitch, doesn't matter. It's at a harsh angle. So I'm just gonna start the blades. So I run it at a little bit lower RPMs than you normally would, because it's it'll just work fine, trust me. So there we go, that's what we're looking at. We're gonna keep the windows up. I'm gonna run it without the AC for a while. Oh, this window is kind of sticking on me. I need to address that. I want to get it all the way up now. Oh yeah, it's stuck. Oh man, I'm gonna have to shoot the window with water. It's like it's out of the track. Yeah, this window's out of its track. I'm gonna have to stop the video. Should have never rolled this window down. So I got some soap and water here. It's out of its track. Something's going on, so we're just gonna hit it with some soap and water, and I'm gonna try to get it back up. I'm sure that insulation stuff is gone. Yeah, see how it doesn't want to stay in the track. Just always something with this truck. I'm gonna have to take this whole, yeah, see, it's stopped right there. If I could just get it to go all the way up, but it's not going up. See, the whole point of doing this is so I don't get dusted. Oh well, we're just gonna have to leave it like that for now. That really kind of sucks. Yeah, you can hear shit flopping around too. I don't want to force it and break anything. So I'm going to turn on the AC. I know the AC doesn't work very good right now, but I need some kind of air. But that sucks that I can't get the window rolled up. All right, so we're just going to be cutting out here. It's bogging the mower. I might have to idle the mower up more because this is some pretty intense stuff here. See, this is what we're cutting. We're cutting through this. So I'm just going to cut us a trail. I need a shredder. Wish I could roll up the window because I'm getting dusted already in here. And the mower stalled. I knew that was going to happen. So I'm going to get to this clearing area here and start it back up. When I have these, when I have high grass like this, I have to get my my roper out and run it in low range to cut through here because it just stalls the mower out too much. I really want the window to roll up though. So I couldn't get the mower started because the it's too tall out here. I need to go to a complete clearing to start it. There's the solar panels. This is the array that runs the back side of the house. The water well, the refrigerator, the studio, that kind of stuff. So let's just hope the truck doesn't stall out down here. I really wish the window would roll up because I'm getting dusted with pollen. But I think I'm going to call it good on this. Because the window won't roll up, I'm going to have to work on that now. So I'm going to have to pull this door down, pull it, the panel off. Yeah, the whole point of doing this was going to be to stir up the rust in the tank. But at least the mower's running now. But it's to say that it's hot is an understatement. I'm sweating pretty good right now. So we're going to pull it back up here, and I'm going to pull this door apart and see if we can see what's going on in here. It's off track. I hope I can fix it without anything major. Pop it back in track and figure out. I'm sure that track stuff, that rubber, whatever it is broken, and it slipped out its track. So, all right, got to remember we have soft brakes. This is a good spot right here. All right, call it good. Before I kill the truck, let's see if the CD player still works, or is it going to eat my CD? This is a Pioneer system I put in here. It says reading format. Hey, CD player works. Awesome. Let's switch tracks. We'll let that run for a little bit. There we go. There's a lot of cool songs on here. So I'm gonna find my little tool to take off this deal here. I got two of them, special tools to take the knob off. So yep, still works. So the AC works good at an idle, and when I idle it, like if it's sitting here idling, it's not short cycling. But as soon as I idle it up, it starts short cycling. So I'm gonna have to pull the system down and bring it back up at Jay's one day. But that's not a priority right now. But it would be nice to have AC while it's cruising down the road. But like right now, it's short cycling. Yeah, so it's either too much in there or not enough. It's probably too much atmosphere. I'm just glad the CD player works. All right, let's get working on this door, see if we can get this window to roll back up. Look at the rust around here. That's all just rust. This truck's rusted up worse than the 65 could even think about being. Huh. I guess it's newer, so maybe less nickel. I don't know. What would cause this thing to rust up more? They've both been outside. Well, the 65's been outside more than this thing, so what's the deal with that? All right, so take note how it doesn't smoke anymore since I've been running this thing. It didn't smoke when I started it up earlier either, so It's the valve stem seals. When you let it sit for a while, it'll smoke when you first crank it, but no smoke now. And it's starting to clean up pretty good. So, delay of game. Probably not going to do anything else with the truck except get the window to roll up today. Because I haven't eaten and I wanted to take it easy today, but ain't happening so far. So I forgot to hit the play button, but I didn't find my special tool. I forgot to hit the button. So I just used a screwdriver to get this off, and of course the clip went flying. But I could spend I could spend the next 30 minutes looking for that special tool. And so you take that clip out, that comes off, you unscrew the little knob, and then you take this screw out with your snap-on. At least the screw's coming out. We're not rusted up that much. I was concerned that I was going to have to do some strategery on that too. So we're going to get these out here. That one's not rusted. That's good. So we're going to adjust our angle of our camera a little bit. So I'm going to fast forward this for you. So of course this couldn't be easy. So you got to have a pick tool. I got all the different types. So before I strip this out, I'm taking and digging the rust and the dirt out of this Phillips head here so we can get a good grip, and then I'll blow that crap out of there, and then I'm going to hit it with a little penetrating oil, and we'll see if we can grab it in there. But this, you got to have pick tools or something to clean out the screw. And I also got two different size other screwdrivers, Phillips, to see which one gives me the best bite before I do the big twist. This one looks like it's going to be a little on the large size. And so you can't see in there because this rubber is so old. You can't even. Alright, so that one's giving me a good bite. I might be able to do this without anything else. There we go. You got really one chance at it. So if you strip it, it's kind of game over. Alright. So that's out. You can't forget to take this off. So that looks like original. I've replaced these for Grandpa. I'm pretty sure I'm the one that replaced them years ago. I'm pretty sure I did that for him. And we got one more in here. No, that one's out already. Alright. Now, we just take it, pull it up like this, pop those off like that, and pop that one off right there. And then we should just be able to lift. This is going to probably break, but at this point I don't care. I just want this thing off. But yeah, it's going to be a bear to push up because it's probably rusted on there. Yeah. So right here is what we're going to have to do. Is we're going to have to open this up, get this out of the way without it breaking and rusting. I need to lube that up. Alright, that'll get it out of the way a little bit so my hand doesn't hit it. And let's see if we can get this thing broke loose from the rusty world environment that it's in. This would be a lot easier if I could roll the window down. Do this without cutting myself. Yeah, she's rusted on there. Alright, I'm gonna have to get a little more aggressive with this. I'm gonna get a tool that I can pop up in here. It's probably gonna shatter this thing, but I don't care. I'm gonna have to buy a new one anyway. So give me a second. Alright, I couldn't find my welding gloves. I didn't want to go in the house, so I'm just gonna put my regular gloves on, just to protect my wrist enough. I really want my welding gloves, because if I slip on something, I don't want to get cut too bad. So I got this piece of wood here, and I'm going to try to jam it right up in here without... That is rusted on there. I knew that was going to be rusted on there. So I'm just going to keep working at her. There we go. And if I can just work my way past. I got the front side done. Got crap all on my face. It doesn't want to. It's like the window is trapped. It's got it trapped in there. I need to roll the window down now. The back side is trapped. We having fun yet? All right, maybe that released it enough. Get it out of there. It's definitely off the track. And I can't get the window down anymore. Don't want to break anything. Yeah, it's won't go down any further. So I'm just gonna have to keep pulling on this. If I can get this handle out like that. There we go. Rusty. Yeah, those clips did not want to give up there. That's the hardest I've ever. Of course, this thing's getting older. When I replaced these for Grandpa, he didn't care about the color. So that was the color they came in. They didn't look that bad. Oh yeah. So it's worse than I thought. This whole window is rusted here. Look at this. So that's why it's jammed. This whole bottom track, it's got rust on it, and it wouldn't let the mechanism go any lower. So that's what it was stuck on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some needle nose and I'm going to pull all this off. See this? This whole rail. Can you see this? This is all that held the windshield, the glass in. So I'm gonna pull this rail off and I'm gonna clean this up. I'm gonna oil everything and see if we can get this thing back working again. But yeah, it's truck's old, but yeah, the 65 is in way better shape when it comes to rust. So I'm gonna get my needle nose and do some surgery on this and see if we can get the winder to roll up and down like it's supposed to. I got to get it back in the track too. I'm glad I didn't force it, because yeah, something would have broke. All right, so you can see the track. That's the track where the window's supposed to be in. And there's supposed to be some, you know, felt kind of stuff there. There's nothing left with that. And you can see the glass, it's out of the track big time. So the glass is completely behind it about a good inch. So I'm going to wrestle with this and do my best to get it back in the track. And we should be good to go once I've pulled off most of the rust here. I still need to do a little bit. As you can see, like right here, it's going to hit a lot of that stuff. So I still got some work to do with the rust, but I should be able to get this fixed. I just got to get it back in track, and then I'll give it a good oiling and lube. I already hit the mechanisms with some WD-40 right now. So I'll be back in a bit. Upon closer inspection, this bolt right here, I'm glad it's not rusted in there. If I loosen this up, I'm gonna have to take it all the way out. It should allow me to push this track back. There we go. There we go. There we go. So I got it back in track while we got that out. So I'm going to lube up that nut a little bit on this side. All right, so that's all I did to get it back in track. I would have not been able to get it back in there without bending something. So just know that if that happens to you, that's how you get these back on track. And I'm gonna pull it this way this time when I'm tightening it. So maybe it has a little bit better adjustment. And now we're gonna give her a good test. All right, so we're going down. I don't know if you can see that. Staying in the track. There we go. That's all the way down. While it's down, I'm gonna go ahead and lube up these mechanisms here. All these places that pivot and that whole bottom track. There's a set of rollers. How this works is there's a set of rollers that go back and forth on these cross arms. And then there's a gear here whenever you go up and down. So, you know, WD-40 is not the best thing for this, but I don't have any lithium or any graphite or anything that would maybe work a little bit better, but I'm using what I got. And we're gonna hit this section. And what else can we lube up? I already lubed up this and here. Let's look at all that rust coming out. I'm gonna lube this track up. I really need to go get my silicone for that. All right, now let's go back up with a little bit of assistance. There we go. So that's wasn't too bad of a delay of game. I'm gonna oil up these tracks a little bit more off camera, and I'm gonna get the water hose and I'm gonna wash this whole thing out. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, so I'm gonna wash all this crap out here, all out of the track. There's no switches or anything in here. I'm not hurting a thing. It's gonna work better when I'm done. It's gonna get a lot of the dirt and grime out of those tracks and gears. And I'm gonna roll it up and down while I'm doing it. That's the track I wanna get the grime out of. And then there's a track inside here that doesn't travel as much as the other one. So all this crap is going to collect at the bottom of the door. I'm going to try to wash, look at all the debris that's coming out. Look at all that. Chunks of just... Look at that. Then we're going to get this vent here. There's a piece of wood. While I'm in here, I'm gonna clean that up really good. This is where see, look at the rust here. This door is doing the same thing. Need to address that too. Pull all this stuff off, because you can't, if you leave that on there, it's just a place for moisture to collect. You want to rip that stuff off if it comes off, and then stop it from rusting. I need to get this where it's moving more freely. I need to hit that with some love. Let's displace some water with WD-40. That's what its job is, right? Water displacement. And the 40 was their 40th try. So this was their 40th try. That's where the 40 came from, WD-40. Water displacement recipe 40 is what that means. There's a pivot point up here I need to hit too. We'll come up here and give that a little bit of love. Down more in here. This whole thing's trying to rust up on me too. Rust. We're in Texas though. High humidity. All right, that's way better. And then this thing, oh yeah, look at that. It's gonna be like brand new. It's better than new. You know why? Because it's paid for. All right, leave that open. Grab some towels here. I'm gonna wipe this down and give it another bit of a lubing up. And I'm probably gonna keep the door panel off of there for the next couple of days to see if it acts up again. If it doesn't, I'll put the panel back on. I need to get my magnet and find my little keeper ring, or I'm gonna have to make a trip to the, I used to have those in stock. My tool is in one of my 5-gallon buckets. I just didn't want to go spend the time in the garage digging through to find the tool. If I'd have found my tool, I wouldn't have lost my keeper clip, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Kind of knew that was going to happen. But I wanted to get this off of there because I'm kind of wanted to chill out today. You know, but that's just the way it is. All right, I'm going to continue washing the rust off the bottom of that window, and we'll get back. I'll show you what I got when I'm done here. It's not something I'm going to do today, but this is how I usually address this situation. So this track right here, I've done this on the 65, and it works really good. I can take water hose or this 1/2-inch tube, and I just slit it, and I'll slit it right down there, and I'll slide it around the glass. So how this is going to work is, and I just got to figure out what size is going to work the best. I got 3/4, which I think is going to be too big. I think 1/2-inch is going to be a good size, and I'll just take a razor and I'll slit this all the way down, and then as you slide it down, it'll slide down in the track, and it'll grab around the window. I might just do this one piece just to show you, and what it'll do is it'll push the window. It'll ride on this instead of the metal on the glass, and it'll also push it towards the other track, so it doesn't want to slip out of this track. And see, that's what happened, is all that stuff that was in here, all that rubbery stuff is down here on the ground. See all these pieces? That's the pieces that came out of the track from just, you know, deterioration. So this looks like it's going to be a long enough piece. I'm just going to go ahead and wash this down, cut it up, and slide it down in there, and call it good for now. One more tip before you do this, if you're going to do the same thing that I'm doing. See how this has a natural curve? Well, you don't want to do it like this, because if you cut your slit here, the thing's going to stick out on the top and the bottom. You want to cut it, the slit on the back side, so when you run it in the track of the window, it's going to push it on both sides and hold tension on it. So I'm going to make my slit on the outside of the arc here. And that makes a big difference. I've done this a lot on these old trucks. I'm just going to take my snips here and cut on the outside of the arc. I don't want to go find my razor at this point. I thought at this point of the day I'd already be kicking back, but this is one of the things where I just can't leave broken. So we're going to do a quick fix. I might get on LMC and order that kit, because I'm sure they'll have it for this 80 model Chevy. But this will get me by. It would help if the inside of this pipe wasn't kind of dirty, so I'm going to clean it out with a rag so that the grit's not, because this is a used piece of 1/2-inch. And if you could cut this perfectly straight, of course it's going to work better. All right, so now there's a part where it's broken, so we can't go any further. So we're going to cut it right there, and we're going to call that good for now. So this is how you do it. You just slide it along the glass right here like that, and you just push it on down, and you make sure it stays around the glass, and it'll go in that track just like that, and boom, you push it down as far as it'll go, and we'll keep on going down with her. Sometimes it helps if you go down with the glass and work it back and forth. There we go. We're going to go all the way down with it. And it hit bottom right there. And it's going to stay in the... And then we make sure the top part grapples around it too. So you want to push it down a little bit further so it grabs it on both sides. And then when you roll it back up, it's going to be in that track. So that's how you do it. Simple fix. Let's see if we can find our little clip that we lost. I'm going to pick up a lot of rust for sure. I think we're going to find it. It went flying pretty good. I don't know if it's in the truck or out of the truck. So we're just kind of sweeping the ground with it. Let's see what we came up with. Nope. Bunch of rust. It's all right. I'll find it. I might have to move the truck. It might be way up underneath there. Oh yeah, and if you're going to do that little thing I showed you, you obviously want to glue the backside so it stays in the track. And if you want to spend the time, which I didn't, it was just more for demonstration purposes, you can cut a gap like this in there, and that's what I normally do. I just didn't do it for the video. I guess I should have. Need to cut you a little gap in there like that. So that way it stays in the track better and it doesn't try to curl from one side to the other. You want to get the gap to be the same width as the window. So I've used that a lot. 65 has that on there for sure. All right, so this is what we got here. We are clipless, but everything's lubed up. Look at this. Like a glove, up and down. One-handed. One-handed, see that? I know it doesn't sound the best. If I got in there with some grease, I could do that. But I'm gonna find my lithium or whatever, or even if I gotta use regular grease. But the noise that you're hearing, I think is coming from the gear right here. So I can't get to that really good. I'll have to look and see if I can get to that down in here. Yeah. I'm gonna lube that little mechanism up and then see if that makes a difference. All right, so that made a little difference there. So now, look at that. All right, so here's another little tech tip. With the fact that it's lost its railing insulation on both sides, you never want to slam the door like this when it's down. Okay, you always want to have the window rolled up, and you don't, that way you don't break your glass and it doesn't jump out of track again, because it's got pressure up here to keep it from flopping around. So now when we shut the door, it's not going to flop the glass around. So just remember that, to roll the window up when you shut the door on these old trucks, especially when it's lost its track insulation or whatever you call that stuff. So we're done for now. I'm probably going to call it a day on this truck, and I'm going to put the door panel stuff, get it out of the sun, because you know we don't want that to get destroyed. I'm actually going to scrub on that a little bit and see if I can wash it up while I got it off. And I'll probably put this thing back on tomorrow, and I'm definitely going to lube these tracks up with some lithium or something, so the next time I need to pop that off, I'm going to take off some of this rust that it was stuck up on. Right on this side, you can see the rust was right here too. Those clips were welded onto there. It's crazy. So I think we're going to call it good. But yeah, that was a successful fix, and we did not break the glass, and that was the whole point. The window knob fell off when I shut the door. I'm going to look for the clip a little bit here, and I just want to get the window knob back on. I know I got extra clips around here. I just got to find it. You know, if we don't get to wet sand today, then our day is not complete. So let's go load up our brush and scrub some of that grime off of that panel. We might keep that panel. I might paint them. Let's get some. Oh, see, that's been wet too long. For this, it really doesn't matter. We don't have to worry about scratching the paint, so we can grab anything we want for this setup. There, we got our brush loaded. Let's see what kind of damage we can do here. Let's see if she's going to clean up. We'll just focus on this main part right here. And a little bit of this and some of that down here. And then this top part, get that really good. There's our just initial, is it going to make any difference? Scrub. I didn't think so. That stuff is impregnated in there. It's got some pretty big pores. I might paint those up. Grandpa didn't care about the paint. Well, I got it off of there. We'll have some fun with it. What color should I paint it? In the comments. What color do you want me to paint this? I know what color I'm going to paint it. But what color would you like to see? And don't put pink or purple. I'm talking a legitimate color. Yeah, I might do that tomorrow. I'm gonna have to go get some paint. More paint. So I didn't find the clip. Of course, I didn't look that long. So I'm going to put this right here up out of the way so it doesn't get all warped. I didn't think that thing was going to clean up, but we gave it a shot, didn't we? Wet sanding does not work for everything, but most of the stuff it does. I'm going to go get my probe magnet and look down in here in this expansion joints areas for that clip. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. That stuff is in the help section to this day, and at least it used to be, you go into the help section. And it was in every auto parts place, but the way things are going lately, it's harder to find old parts for these old trucks. So who knows? I'll be able to find something somewhere. I'm going to finish cleaning up and probably go in the house and read the comments from last night's upload. So if you don't know, I'm doing something new at the end of the videos. I'll pull up my last video and give people shout outs on the whoever made a comment. I don't read the comments for the most part. I just say the name of the person that left one. And my dad so far left one of the most upbeat, positive comments on this last video of me getting the truck running. So that was inspiring. And yeah, he's right. Grandpa was. Here was Grandpa's thing. Son, can you fix that for me? And then when he started working on it, you sure you know what you're doing? Yeah, been there and done that. That's why you brought it over here, right? But he was always like, you sure you know what you're doing? Yeah, I know what I'm doing. I might not look 51. Of course, at the time I wasn't. At the time, I was probably in my 20s or 30s. But I've been rebuilding motors and turning wrenches since I was a kid. I've always loved turning wrenches. Never had a shop though. It's kind of funny. I'm always doing shade tree mechanic work, but that's okay. If I had a shop, I could be a lot more productive because I wouldn't spend half my life looking for the tool I need that's in a bucket somewhere. But that's just the way it is. All right, we got everything cleaned up. I don't think we scratched the glass any. No, that's just the WD-40, I think. I don't think it scratched it too much getting out of the rail like that. That's one thing you got to be careful of. When they jump out like that, you got to be careful. It will scratch that glass. All right, we're good. I'm going to go probably wrap it up and read the comments from last night's video. Give everybody shout outs. Here's something cool I wanted to show you. So anyway, I like the new pressure gauge that I got yesterday. They're both made by Slime, but this one's definitely bigger, easier to read. I like it. So I got a lot of these. I bought a couple extras, but instead of throwing this away, I looked at that and I go, you know, I can use that for something. So you carefully take this off of there when you cut these little tabs, and then you can slide this little plastic right back in once you cut the tabs. And then I just took a board and I bought, you know, I obviously bought that many of these things, and I still have more. It's to organize your sockets. And I just screwed it to the bottom of the wood here, and that's what I use to hold my screwdrivers now. So it didn't go in the trash, it's repurposed, and it works. So that's just a little tip there. Don't throw away your little plastic things. You can use them for all kinds of stuff. And you could technically mount them upside down as well, and then use the bottom part as a hanger to hang something else on. So all kinds of things you could do with it. Here's something new I'm doing towards the end of the video. I give shout outs to whoever left comments. KCA TV, that's my dad, left a really positive comment. Appreciate that. Jared Allen, let's see if I can get this into focus. I want to work on getting that into focus better sometime. Then we got MM, Raven King. We got Enderverse, Xanderverse, XANDER verse, whatever. Loud Red, Corporate Worker, American Man, and Basehead 30. Big shout out to everybody that left comments and whoever clicked the thumbs up. There's 24 thumbs up on this video. And I think I published it about 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, something like that. So love you all. I am calling it a day on the white truck, and it's on the charger. It's ready to rest for the day. I don't know if you can see that here. It'd be better if I just did it. So I got the charger on the battery. That way the battery's healthy. We had a successful day. New windshield wipers. We found some rust and started attacking that. We got the window to roll up and down. I fixed that. I lost the little keeper clip for the window, but it'll pop up or I'll get another one. Not a big deal. And we almost attempted to mow some trails on the property, but the biggest problem is I was more concerned about the window not rolling up. I wanted to get that fixed, so I didn't want to spend much time mowing. So please like, share, subscribe. It really does help the channel. The channel is still losing subs every day. So yeah, it's kind of a mental thing to do all this work posting these videos and you're still losing subs. But remember, the channel is typecast to the Convoy. So I think what people are doing is, you know, people subbed up when I was doing the restreaming. And then now that I'm not restreaming, if they see a video pop up, I lose about 20 subs every time I post a video. So it's really a psychological thing. You got to not pay attention to that. But one of these days, the channel will start growing again. And that's my goal, is to get the channel alive again. So this is something else I'm going to feature on the channel. This is my spark plug tester. That's just kind of a sneak preview. You can test six spark plugs at one time with this tester that I built. It's really cool. Love y'all. We'll do this again tomorrow.